Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Don't mind the introduction, but what time is it? It is 12:20, and I'm here to talk about my come up story because I know there's some newcomers on the channel. Some of you guys have been around for a while, and you already know what I'm about to talk to you about based on the title of this video. But for all the newcomers, and if you're looking to make money online, you want to travel the world and have time, location, and financial freedom without running an entire business, because maybe you've tried to do one yourself before. I was the kid who used to do ecom, who used to do SMMA, who used to do freelancing, all of the above, all the ways to make money online that we all started with. And let's say you're in the situation right now where you've tried those things, you've given it your all, and it just hasn't worked, and you don't know why. I'm gonna share with you guys the thing that has worked for me personally, the best. Like, so much so that I've been doing it for 2-3 years total, and it's something that I still do to this day. And this thing is called appointment setting. Now, before we get into appointment setting, I want to give you some insight on my backstory. So 2-3 years ago, 2022, I just freshly dropped out of university. And while I was in university, I was also trying to balance that, like going to lectures, trying to do coursework, all that good stuff, with trying to run my own business on the side. So, I've been trying to do entrepreneurship for the past several years now, and it hasn't really worked out. So at that time, I was still going to university back in the UK. I was also trying to run a coaching business because that was one of the things that was trending before. So I was like, you know what? While I'm going to uni, let me try build this coaching business. And long story short, it failed miserably. And before that, I tried SMMA, like I said. I tried freelancing. I used to do like logo design for $5 a pop. I used to do reselling clothes as well. I even used to bake things like and bring them to school, like baked goods, like brownies, flapjacks, all that good stuff. So I've tried a bunch of different side hustles out there, everything you can think of under the sun. I also tried getting into ecom, and lo and behold, none of these really worked out. So when I was in university, I was on my fourth business. This was running a coaching business. And long story short, I dropped out because I didn't see myself continuing the rest of the 3 years. So I dropped out just after 1 year of university. I'm Filipino as well, full Filipino. I was studying in the UK, so you can imagine how Filipino parents are when it comes to you dropping out of university. And as we both know, it's probably not the best idea in their eyes. So when I dropped out, their reaction wasn't the best. We got into a lot of fights, a lot of arguments, and I'm talking like almost every single day. They kept asking me the same questions over and over again, like, when are you going to get a job? Have you taken any interviews in your local area? All that good stuff. It wasn't like they weren't supportive of my business. It's just they wanted me to follow the conventional path of going to a job first, gaining experience, climbing up the corporate ladder, and then starting my business, because obviously they grew up in a different time, so that's probably what they were used to. And I didn't blame them one single bit, but they saw that I didn't want to do that either. So I just wanted to go balls deep into the business. So that's when the arguments arose, and that's why they were pretty mad at me when I was back at home. So long story short, I dropped out of university after my first year. I didn't know what else to do. I still had like a couple dollars in my bank account. Probably, I actually think I went into the negatives at one point. I went to the negatives, like 200, 300 pounds negative. I went into overdraft. I was broke. I just came off of a business that failed. I was getting out of shape too, because I was getting not depressed, because I don't want to say I was depressed, but pretty close to that, let's say. Like when you just sit in the corner and you're just rethinking your whole life. Like, how the fuck did I even get here in the first place? Let me know if you guys have been in that situation, or if you are currently in that situation. I'm just keeping it real here because it's one of the worst things that could happen to you. So long story short, got into a dark place in my life. And then at one point, I decided to lock in. And then I found something called appointment setting, which was a big turning point in my life. It was probably the biggest turning point in my life, because it was a way I could make money online. It was a way I could use the knowledge that I've already used trying to run my past businesses, but without running a business in the first place. Instead, I would be partnering up or working under an already successful business, one that's already got their shit together, and then just ride off of the back of them and help them make more money. So I don't have to deal with all the BS, such as like signing clients, hopping on sales calls, thinking of how to come up with my own offer, servicing clients as well, finances, all the different hats that entrepreneurs have to go through when they start a business. Appointment setting just means you set appointments for them, and that's only one part of the business. And that's something that you can deadass just do all day, every day, 24/7 if you really wanted to. So around that time, end of 2022, was when I found out about appointment setting, because I was in a mentorship program and I made a lot of friends in that mentorship program. And one of them, who also happened to be Filipino, started his own business, and he was going viral on TikTok. He was posting content about his business, what he does. And he was getting so many DMs. I'm talking like 1.7 million views on TikTok plus. So many views. He already knew me through the program, so he asked me like, bro, could you help me out replying to these DMs? Can you be my appointment setter? And I was like, yeah, sure. Why not? So long story short, partnered up with him. And then after just a week in, I ended up making like 200, 300 bucks off the rip. I had made like money, like hundreds of dollars just from doing that. And it was the most money I'd made in a long time. Bearing in mind, guys, I came off of like a failure of a business for 1 year and I hadn't signed any clients, made no money. So that was like a big proof of concept for me. That was one of the best things that could have happened to me. And after that point, after I got proof of concept, that's when I decided to go all in and work with this guy and go all in with the journey with him. And it's been nothing but amazing. That month we ended off on like 18,000 in revenue or cash collected. I can't remember. He ended off on $18,000 his first or second month into the business. And then the month after that, he ended off on 40 something grand in revenue. I think it was like 30 something grand in cash collected, just shy of 30 grand for the month cash collected in January 2023. That was like his second or third month just starting the business. And as you can tell, if you know about appointment setting, you also make a commission. So however much the business owner makes, in this case my friend, I would be getting a good portion of that income. And I think I was on like 15% at the time, 15% commission. So a good chunk of that went into my pocket as well. Now, the reason why I should give a fuck in the first place about this story is because I imagine a lot of you guys who watch the channel or are new to the channel, you guys are in a similar situation right now where you've tried a bunch of stuff, you tried to make money online. Let's say you go to a 9 to 5 you don't like, or you don't want to follow the traditional path, whether that's with 9 to 5 or school. And you just don't know what to do, you don't know where to start, you don't have experience, and you've never run a business. Let's say, on the other hand, you've never run a business. What should I do, Matt? Like, where am I going with my life? Like I said, I was in a similar spot as you guys just 2-3 years ago, and I managed to find a way out, and that was through appointment setting. And the reason why this was such a turning point for me when I found out about this opportunity was because, like I said, I can already leverage the skills I learned from running my own business, except I don't have to run my own business. I'm riding off of the back of someone else, and I still get paid. I still get commission. Reason number 2 why I'm such a big advocate for appointment setting is because you're learning skills in the process. So unlike other business models such as crypto, such as trading, such as whatever you name it, with sales and appointment setting, you're learning that skill of communication. You're learning that skill of portraying yourself in such a way that would make people buy or help them make a decision. Basically sales, like I said. And if you know how to sell, you'll never go broke. You're selling every single day. Like, for example, you'll sell your friends as to why you should go eat hot pot instead of Korean barbecue. You're going to be selling your mom as to why you should get that new PlayStation. You're going to be selling clients as to why they should buy your high ticket product or service. You're going to be selling people as to why they should subscribe to you. Let's say you're a content creator, right? So whether you like it or not, no matter if you're aware of it or not, you're always selling 24/7. So the sooner you can master that one skill, the sooner your life's going to be way easier and you're going to make way more money. Third reason why I enjoy appointment setting and why I think it's the best business model to go is because it's very, very fulfilling. Like, obviously, do your research. Don't sell for an offer that sells scams or snake oil, because that's not what we're here to do. We're here to help sell products that changes people's lives and make a commission out of it, So we're here to sell transformations. If you're on the right offer and you're here to genuinely help someone out and make a transformation, then it can be one of the most rewarding and fulfilling things ever. Like, when I was working with my friend, I wasn't just doing appointment setting and replying to his DMs. I was also helping on the coaching calls. Like, I started hopping on coaching calls with his clients and teaching them, mentoring them like once a week. And I got nothing but good feedback from it. Like, they said how valuable it was, how many gems were dropped. And still to this day, I still keep in touch with some of those clients and we're good friends. So it's been one of the most fulfilling things ever, part of this journey. So that's another reason why I love appointment setting, is because of how much fulfillment you can get from mastering this one skill. So if you guys still don't know what appointment setting is, by the way, I'll get to that in a second. But just to cap off the story, after those record months that I hit for the business for my friend, we kept doing good consistently, and I got to a point where I was pulling in like a good 2 to 5K per month just from home, from typing messages. And the good thing is I was still at home, so my expenses were low. So all I was doing for the next 6 to 8 months I was there was I just laid low, stacked cash quietly. My parents didn't know at the time what I was doing in my spare time. So I just stacked cash away with the appointment setting commissions I was making, and I saved up for a flight and a 3-month trip to Thailand. And I met some friends as well to move in with. So that by around March 2023, I finally took the leap of faith. I booked a plane ticket one way and moved to Koh Samui, Thailand for 3 months. And you can check on my YouTube account as well for the villa that we stayed in, me documenting the journey along the way while I was in Thailand. So that was amazing, life-changing experience. So moved to Thailand, went there for 3 months, and then I was able to move back to the Philippines, which is where I'm at right now. And before that, I hadn't been to the Philippines in 7 years. So it was really, really good. It was amazing to finally see my family again, reconnect with old friends, and see the province that I used to grow up in, which is, humble beginnings. So it's a blessing to be here once again in the motherland. Been here for like almost 2 years now, so I'm nothing but grateful. But this is the exact reason why I was able to do that, was because of appointment setting. So if you guys don't know what appointment setting is still, you work with an influencer, you work with a business owner, someone who sells a course, a program, mentorship, things that you see online all the time. And you basically approach them, you work with them, you say, hey, I'm down to be your appointment setter, and reply to all the DMs that are piling up in your inbox. And in return, you can give me commission for any of the deals that close, any of the people that I book onto your calendar. Because most of the time, when these people are selling mentorships, courses, and programs, they're not going to just send it to you in the DMs. Well, sometimes they will. Most of the time, they'll want to book them on a consultation call first. And then usually they'll have a salesperson or a closer, as we call them, on the other end of the phone to try close the deal and get them in the program. And as an appointment setter, if you book that consultation call in the first place and they end up becoming a client, you get a portion of how much they signed up for. So for example, let's say you're working on a fitness offer, they charge 2K and the closer closes a client for 2K. You'd be getting, let's say, 5 to 10% commission, anywhere between there on average. So if it was a 2K deal and they closed, that would be like $100 to $200 straight in your account right there. And then if you stack a bit more of those deals, and usually these people have like a lot of followers as well, like hundreds of thousands of followers, then it would turn into a full-time income basically. 2 to 5K per month is a sweet spot. So that's what appointment setting is basically. You hop in a successful business owner's DMs, and instead of them doing the DMs themselves, they just hand it off to you, and then you do it yourself. And then you book in meetings. Whoever closes as a new client, you get commission. And like I said, 2 to 5K per month is a sweet spot. This is the same way that I've been able to move out of my parents' house and not have to work a 9 to 5 or go to university ever again. And that's why I'm here full time in the Philippines. I have my own condo. I have my girlfriend. I'm able to take care of her. I'm able to be self-sufficient and basically wake up every single day and decide how I want my day to go. If I want to go and eat out on a restaurant, then I can do that. And then if I want to work right after on my laptop, I can also do that. Where do I want to work? Doesn't matter. It's up to you, Matt. I can do it wherever I want here in the Philippines. Do I want to travel and take a break? Of course I can do that. So that's the beauty about appointment setting, and it's what has gotten me here today. This is also the same vehicle that has gotten my clients as well. For example, Qua, kid from Vietnam, he's 19 years old. When I started working with him, he was making like less than $500 total per month from appointment setting. So he already tried to do it by himself, but it wasn't working that good. So he started working with me, tweaked a few things here and there, got him on a good offer, and lo and behold, he's now in Bali, living his best life, working with a business that's, making like God knows how much, like 6 figures per month easily. And he's making anywhere from 5 to 7K per month nowadays. So shout out to Qua. That's one of my clients that I work with. With another client that I work with, his name's Joe. Used to be in sales, so he was an ex-salesperson, ex-sales rep for an in-person company in the States. And he came to me, he wanted to escape that lifestyle because there just wasn't that time freedom that came with it. So another thing about appointment setting is you get the time freedom. Like I said, you can still sell, but you can do it on your own terms pretty much. So long story short, we started working together, got him out of that job. Well, he got out of that job first. He took a bet on himself, got him into appointment setting, and now he's on an offer. He's making like 6 to 7K per month as well. So shout out to Joe as well. Another client, Julio, who is the last person that I did interview with on my channel. You can go check that out here. Took him from no experience, just a friend that I knew from real life, like a good friend that I go to church with in real life. And this guy went from zero experience and 16, 17 years old. Now he's pushing like two grand per month, if not more. So yeah, that's just a handful of the people that have also gotten their lives changed through appointment setting. Another one of my guys as well, Romaldo, he tried to do appointment setting by himself, didn't get much luck. And he also invested a lot into like mentorships, but it didn't work out. Long story short, he went from stuck in the US to now he's on his way here to Philippines, and we're gonna meet up soon. He's making like 2K to 2.5K per month remotely online, just from texting and sending DMs through appointment setting. So that's just a handful of the clients that we work with and the people whose lives we've changed as well through appointment setting. Another question I get a lot is how much time does it take to do appointment setting? Like I'm in school, for example, I'm going to university, or I'm working a 9 to 5 and I just can't fit it in my schedule. Well, first of all, let me ask you this, like how many hours do you have outside of your school or your 9 to 5? Be real with yourself. If you cut out all the distractions, all the doom scrolling, all the going out with toxic friends, how much time does that leave you now per day with? Apart from sleep, apart from the gym, like how much time do you have left? And then I guarantee 90% of you guys, you will have a good 6 to 8 hours to work on a side hustle that will get you generational wealth or get you on the way to generational wealth. I want to make that clear, because this is not something that will get you like generational wealth and will get you like making $1 million. No, but this is the stepping stone. Sales is a stepping stone onto bigger opportunities where you can start to make $1 million per year, 2 million per year, because you've mastered the skill of sales and communication. So just see this as a stepping stone. But back to the question, if you have like an extra 68 hours, that's more than enough, guys. Realistically, if you lock in, if you do some deep work and put on some headphones, drink some black coffee and take some nicotine, then you will get everything you need to get done within like 1 to 2 to 3 hours. Okay, so whether that's looking for an appointment setting job, which is the first step if you're starting out, looking for an appointment setting job, let's say you need to do 50 outreach per day and reach out to 50 business owners. That'll realistically take you like an hour. That's it combined. And then follow-ups as well. Take you like a couple minutes, 20 minutes max. And then apart from that, educating yourself, watching content, how to do it, probably like less than that, to be honest. Okay, so you do have the time, guys. If it is important enough to you, then you will find the time. But let's say logistically you don't have the time, and let's say you're working like 2 jobs, for example, then even just 1 to 3 hours per day of focused and deep work, trying to find a position or trying to book more meetings and replying to DMs, then that's going to be sufficient too. Obviously, it's going to take some sifting, some trial and error. But once you get on that good offer, then 1 to 3 hours a day minimum will get the ball rolling and get you to 2 to 5K per month remotely online, or at least on the way there. Okay, so you do have the time. Most people that are watching this do actually have the time if they make time for it. Okay, another big question I get is, can I do this from a third world country? Can I do this from Philippines? Can I do this from XYZ? Can I do it from India, Nigeria, Australia? It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter if you're from those countries, you can still make it work, because I know some guys are from those countries and they're killing it. They're making that 2 to 5K per month mark. I was just saying to one of my students as well, I knew this one kid from one of my old offers that I used to appointment set for, and they were doing like 6 figures per month. Team of 20 setters, 12 closers, and there's this one kid that consistently kept being the top setter, like month after month, and he wasn't doing anything special. You could read his conversations, what he's replying to these people with, and they're nothing special. The only thing that changed was he had more volume, basically meaning he had more people to speak to. This kid, he's like pulling in 6 to 7K per month consistently, and he's from India, and he's a young guy too. He's like 18, I think. So this kid from India who's making 6 to 7K per month on an offer like this, something very competitive, he's still able to beat us. And he's from India, guys. So no excuses there. He found a way to make it work, and it doesn't matter where you're from, basically. If you need to change your hours, if you need to make some sacrifices, then be willing to do that. If you can't do that, then find the offer that can fit your hours. The choice is yours. I'm not going to tell you how to do it, but long story short, yes, you can basically do this from anywhere in the world, even if you're from a third world country, okay? Now, I hope that answers a bunch of questions you had about appointment setting. And if you are new to appointment setting, if this is the first time you're hearing it, then I hope this gives you some awareness as to what is actually possible. Because those dreams that you have on the vision board, wondering if you can even do it or not, you know, you living in that sick ass villa, you finding like-minded people to surround yourself with, to build with, to also have time to devote to your health, get in good shape, and just have that freedom and that lifestyle to take care of yourself, your loved ones, and your parents. Like, that is genuinely possible. Because the kid I was 6 months before I started making my first money online with appointment setting, he didn't know it was possible. He was still stuck in university. Okay, so if a kid like that can do it, like, anyone can fucking do this as well. I'm gonna just be real with you. You just have to put in the work. If it has not been working out for you, then it's either down to your quality, meaning you are not doing the right things, you're not having the right guidance, therefore you should get something like a mentor or a community to help you out with that. Second thing is you're not putting enough quantity, meaning you're not working hard enough, you're not putting in as much outreach, or you're not just putting in the work. Like, you need to put in more work, guys, to get what you want. Let's say you're in the beginning stage, then you have to put even more work, because your biggest leverage is time, all right? You have nothing else to do. So put in more quantity. Or the third reason why is because you're not consistent enough, or your mindset's fucking you up. So these self-limiting beliefs of, oh, I can't do this because I'm from Philippines, or I can't do this because of my accent. Your mind's your worst enemy, and you need to be thinking in a way that serves you. Your mind's going to be your worst enemy when stepping into something completely new. And it's either going to be serving you or it's going to be hurting you. And it's your decision at the end of the day. It's your free will to choose what thoughts you're going to entertain. And you can either entertain one of those two, all right? So make sure you're keeping up in a healthy mindset, you're breaking your limiting beliefs, and you're giving this enough time and consistency for it to truly blossom. Because when you plant a seed, it's not going to grow on the first day. It's going to take consistent watering and nurturing. And that's how I went from a shy, insecure Asian kid studying in the UK, didn't want to go to a 9-to-5, and dropped out of university and was dead broke. Now being able to make thousands of dollars online just from sending messages, having the location freedom, the time freedom, and the financial freedom I want, and learning this valuable skill called appointment setting and sales, and using it to take care of the people around me that I care about the most, okay? So if you are interested in learning more, there's more YouTube videos on my channel. I've got around 500 plus about the same topic over and over again. So check those out if you want some more free content. If you have any more questions, shoot me a DM on IG and I will respond to you. And if you are interested in getting one-on-one help directly from me, or getting the results like my other students, like I mentioned, and click the link in the description below, where it's going to take you to a page about how we can help you, what appointment setting is in more detail, and who it is for and who it is not for. So go watch that video, click the link in the description and watch that video first, and then book a call, and let's see first if we can help you out with this one-to-one. So that's it, guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, especially if you're new to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.